Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kids channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also traversing the world of multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today we are going to be working on chapter 16 of JJ's story, so let's get into it. Hey guys, today is the 11th of December. It is a Thursday. I just got my gas bill in and it was expensive. Anywho, um, so today we are going to be working on JJ's story, which we are working on chapter 16. Also doing some note taking for it. So what is JJ's story? So JJ's story is my young adult Christian fiction book that my pen name Grace is working in. I am somebody who has 3 different pen names because I have multiple personalities. Well, yeah, it's because I have multiple personalities that I have them. And Grace is one of them that does young adult Christian fiction books or just Catholic books in general. The first book of the series that we are working on is a book that's going under the working title of just, the working title is From Home to Scripture, and the character that we're following is JJ, so we just call it JJ's story. But JJ's story really has to deal with a lot of interspectral things. Not interspectral doesn't sound like the right word, but has to deal with a lot of inner workings. Because JJ is a system, kind of like me. He just, I don't know how to put it, but like he has altars in his system. And to put it frankly, like the reason that we're like in Act 2, the big climax, the big like turning point from Act 1 to Act 2 is the fact that JJ now learns that he is a system. Or like the old, I don't know how to put this, the old JJ gets thrown back into the back of the head, and a new alter named Julian takes control as the rest of the system members, which I think there's like 6 or 7 of them, are trying to work together to get the main part. I don't know what you want to call it, because there is no original part. There is no such thing as like the original, I don't know. There's like no original thing, but like I would say he was more of a host than anything. But they're trying to get this entity that was JJ back into the front because he was the best. Like, he was able to work with everyone even though he didn't know that there was more than just him in the head, if that makes sense. So they're all working together to get JJ back, as Julian is trying to change the life for, honestly, the worse, but he is getting, like, it'll all change in the different acts. But yeah, so this book so far is 43,000 words long. We're on chapter 16. This book is a monster. And honestly, like, we were talking to our therapist one day, and they were like, we're just talking about the word counts and stuff, and they're like, dude, that could almost be considered 3 books. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I don't know what it, like, when I talk to some people about, like, I just talk to non-authors about books and stuff, mostly because I don't know any authors that I'm, like, close with around here, but they're like, oh man, that sounds like such a long book, and I'm like, 40,000 words isn't that long. Like, it may seem like a long book, but it really isn't. Like, there's some books that are over 100k. Like, I feel like, based on the people I watch on YouTube, like, a lot of people are writing over 100,000 word long books, but granted, they are in fantasy, and this is not a fantasy book, but this one has so much inner workings to it that I'm like, it only makes sense that it's going to be like 100,000 words long book, because like, it is so, I don't want to say so complicated, but like, it's so like, there's so many things working in the background. Like, there's stuff that's happening in the physical, like, outside of the body, then there's stuff going on the inside of the body, and there's just all this different working progress, like, working systems, and like, it's not simple. Like, it's not a little story of like how I don't want to bash any author, like bash any kind of genres, but like what I'm doing is different than like say a romance or like, yeah, it's just different from a romance, you know? Like, I feel like romances are like so generic, but also like, yes, they do get long, but like, I, I don't, like, I feel like I'm bashing it, but like, it's just so much more different than, say, a romance or just like a classic one storyline thing going on. Yeah, it is. Like, I didn't realize this, but like, there is two different storylines going on. So yeah, um, that's all I gotta say. Right now, I'm going to get back into taking some notes. I'm just kind of going through what each of the altars looks like, and like how I can distinguish them from each other as the altar, like as individuals. So obviously with altars, like with multiple personalities, with altars, like each altar is different. They're each an own, like their own individual person, or sometimes there can be like twins that can look a lot, like be very similar, but like at the end of the day, they all have very different opinions, or like they can have similarity opinions, but like they're just like the way that they cope with things, the way that they work with things is different from the other people, and how they were formed is different from how the other ones were formed as well. So yeah. And I just figured out what the little altar, like the little girl altar in the system looks like and how she's described. I'm now just going to go through and kind of list the characteristics of all the other altars in the system. Yeah. That's what I'm working on right now, and then hopefully I'll get into some writing, hopefully by 10:30. It's currently 9:45, so gonna set a couple 25-minute writing sprints, or maybe I'll just do maybe I'll do a 45-minute writing sprint and just write down all the notes that I know about stuff. And if I get done before then, I get done before then. But I would like to get started working on chapter 16 today. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I just got done doing a 30-minute writing sprint, or creative sprint, where I was brainstorming characters and how they look, because the characters that I'm brainstorming right now are alters within the JJ system. Honestly, I'm thinking I'm giving too much detail away about this book, but I'm also like, since it is such a complicated book, I feel like I have to give more details about it, but I don't know. I don't know how traditional publishing works, or like how Catholic publishing works. I just feel like I need to document this. But so I have written down, so there's 7 altars in the JJ system that are currently being shown. There may be more later, but honestly, I think I'm just going to stick to these 7, because any more than that, I feel like it's too much. But yeah, so I have a color for each one, like what they're represented by the color, and like how they look in the body. So there's obviously the JJ character, who pretty much looks the same as the body. He just wears glasses. Then there's Julian, who is basically like Two-Face. He has like one side of him is more like kind of fits in with the Misfits, but also has like a nice like clean polished look to him. And then there's the other half of him, who is the dark shadowy figure, because he doesn't feel like he fits in, kind of thing. And then there's Jay, who is like the good altar, the like other protector, who is like good, even though there is no such thing as good and bad altars. But he's like the prim and proper side of JJ, and his magic is white. Julian's magic is black. And then there's the little girl altar, who her physical appearance is like her light too is like a light blue coloring, because that is the color, like she associates light blue with water, and a lot of her trauma comes from having to deal with water. She also holds, a little doll that looks like JJ's younger brother, because she has to protect the little brother, even though this little brother is not so little anymore, and he's a jerk, but he's also a tween, so they're also gonna do things. But like this little altar always looks wet, because she like she loves the water while everyone else pretty much hates it kind of thing. Like I said, she's represented by a light blue color. Then there's this part that use escapism from like emotional neglect, social anxiety issues. And honestly, I associate this guy with my brother a lot. So he's like tall, gangly, shaggy brown hair, has dull brown eyes, wears big bulky glasses, you know. And he is represented by a light green light. He uses video games as his escape. And if he were to control the body, he would be like really kind of like my alters that are authors. Like they think about their books to escape whatever's going on around them. Sometimes they use it to escape. Other times they're just super invested in stuff and just want to think about it. So this character is light green color. And then there is one that is more of a physical protector. He is not like Jay and Julian because he doesn't have the same like authority. He just comes out whenever the body is like physically under overwhelming issues. Like, so he has 3 scars on his body. One is on his eye, which the eye one is just because they have glasses or contacts, and he just feels like he wasn't able to fully heal the body because of the fact that they have to wear glasses, even though glasses don't really have anything to do with any, you can't control that. But he feels affected by it. But he, like, that scar is like pretty much faded. But in certain lights it glistens just because, like, say like the body is having trouble seeing, he's just like, dang, I didn't do the correct thing, so it glistens a little bit. There's an arm scar, which is like never fully healed. It is still like oozes and stuff, and that one is because of this dog attack and like this, he has dog trauma, like he doesn't like dogs. And that one came from also protecting her little brother. JJ has 2 little brothers, so one manifested in the little girl altar, one manifested in this more adult male altar, roughly. And then there's the 3rd scar, which is on his chest, and that one's always going to be with him because it's like across his heart. And it is one that's like always scabbed, because like sometimes he does pick at it, but it's not him picking at it, it's more like the body kind of remembering like, dang, this really hurt kind of thing. But yeah, so this one is recognized by a deep red color, kind of like a deep, rich blood color kind of thing. And then there's another altar who is kind of like the motherly figure of the system. She is represented by a light blue color, and with this one, I really wanted her to look like the Virgin Mary, but in modern times. Because obviously this is a Catholic book, and like even in my system, we have an altar who kind of looks like the Virgin Mary, but also not. Like, my altar just has like piercing blue eyes kind of thing. Like, when I think of the Virgin Mary, I kind of think of something like this. My altar has deep blue eyes, but JJ's character just looks like a mother. So like has the essence of like a young lady who, kind of older lady, that has slightly wrinkles, but like is such a warming figure in his life that he just feels connected. And she's represented by a deeper, richer blue color. Yeah, so I've worked on the characters, I worked on how they look, and I think I'm ready to get into some writing sprints. Let's see, it's currently 10:34. Could probably do a couple 25-minute writing sprints and then get to work doing something else later today. I'm not sure. I don't think I have anything planned, so I might just do a lot of writing today. But yeah, that's kind of all I got to say. I will see you guys in like 25 minutes, and we'll get into some more writing. Okay, guys, so I just got done with my first 25-minute writing sprint, which I did go a little over 25 minutes. So it's not exactly a 25-minute writing sprint and how many words got in it, but I added 932 words to the story. That sounds like a lot of words to be written in 25 minutes, but like I said, I went over the time, so who knows how many words actually written in that time frame was. But I'm really enjoying this little section. I feel the, like, issues with this chapter because, like, this is the part where, like, this little altar is trying to explain what's going on in the world to JJ, and JJ's like, this, like, not even registering. He completely forgot, like, how he got in this situation, kind of thing. Like, basically, this little girl is like, I need you to come to reality. Like, come back to your senses. Remember things. And all JJ's like, you are a kidnapper. You are going to kill me. You're going to hold me hostage and stuff like that. And he's just like, I'm not going to talk to you. And, like, you're crazy and stuff. But then the little girl keeps saying, like, I am you. I can't do anything to you. And he's like, you are a psychopath. And I have a little interaction between them, being like, I'm not a sociopath. I'm just a little girl. And JJ's like, dude, you're the one who kidnapped me and going to kill me, kind of thing. But it's such an interesting little dynamic thing going on. But yeah, I'm also getting to the point, like, I don't usually have, since this is a fictional world, I was like, I'm not going to have magic in it because I want it to be kind of more modern day. But I feel like in systems, kind of like my system, like, we all feel each other without actually being in the same room as each other. Or at least, like, with some of our protectors. So I'm Grace right now. I'm just talking about, our personal system. But, like, say if one of our male alters, who kind of is a darker force, wanted to interact with us while we're in our rooms and stuff, there's, like, little communication devices that are in our rooms to be like, hey, I need you to come out, or stuff like that. Or just giving us little details about things. And in this sense, the little girl has a doll in her hands, and one of the alters, like the motherly figure, can, like, give the girl comfort while not being in the same area as her. Does that make sense? But yeah, super enjoying this. Wrote 900 words. I am going to do another 25-minute writing sprint, edit through what I've already written, then possibly, I don't know, I'll probably go eat something after that, and then come back to writing, because I don't plan on going anywhere today. So, yeah, just do some more writing. See ya. Hey guys, I don't remember if I came on before I went to lunch today, but I did another 25-minute writing sprint. I added 513 words to the story. So, with Grace, what she does is she blurts out the first however many words she can get in the 25-minute writing sprint, takes a 5-minute break, goes back and rereads from the original of that the beginning of that chapter, and goes on until the 25 minutes are up. And then she'll keep repeating that process until the chapter's done. I personally, speaking as someone I'm not entirely sure who I am, but I'm from an outsider's perspective, you would think that Grace's work is more polished than Shelley's original, first draft books. And I would probably agree with that, just because, Shelley blurts out whatever things, not blurts, but, she writes whatever she thinks is gonna happen. It's still, a full story, it just doesn't have as many details as the ending draft. But Grace's, we do, 3 to 4 passes on each chapter before we move on to it. Which is just how my pen names work and how they are so different. I don't know what Maris's writing style is, because we haven't really fully worked on Maris and gave her undivided attention. But I would think hers is somehow a combination of both. She does longer writing sprints, but I don't think she does as many edits. I don't know. Never really thought about it. But yeah, so currently at 44,485 words. We're gonna possibly do 2 more writing sprints. Possibly, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah. I think that's the game plan. But so far today we've written 1,445 words. You can think whatever that is. I would probably say we've done that in an hour. It's relatively good, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just get back to writing. Just got done with another 25-minute writing sprint. Okay. So in JJ's story, in the second act of the story, I have like part 1 and part 2. They're two different parts, like they're literally two different parts of the system doing, like, having a certain scene. And this scene, I finally got done with the little girl altar having her part of the scene. So now I'm going to go into JJ's perspective and what's going on in his mind, and hopefully it won't be too long. Even though part of me is like, I'm already at like, I can't do numbers right now, but already over 1,700 words for chapter 16. I'm like, should I add a second part to this? But I'm like, where I'm at right now feels like I need to have JJ's counterpart, like, need to have his rebuttal or what he's thinking of, and like, I don't know, I just can't imagine this not being part of it, you know? So I don't know. But I'm going to get into another 25-minute writing sprint where I'm in JJ's perspective, and yeah, we'll see you later. Hey guys, just got done with my next 25-minute writing sprint. I added 847 words to the chapter. I had in the previous 25-minute writing sprint, I went through and just read the beginning of it. Then I got to part 2 and I just wrote the part 2 part. I honestly think I'm done with the chapter, so I'm feeling really good about it. I'm going to take a little break, then go back and do like another 15-25-minute writing sprint. Tweak what I wanted to tweak in the second part of the chapter. And then I will probably stop for the day. Like, honestly, like, so far I've already written over 2,600 words. And that was all in one day. And I'm like, maybe I can do this more often. Like, and like today, like, I am feeling invigorated. Like, I'm feeling like I've done really good work today. And like, I'm feeling really good. And I'm like, I wonder why that is. But then I'm also like, maybe it was from that short little around the block walk that I did yesterday to go change my brother's laundry over. I don't know, but it was really nice. Yeah, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break, then come back to the next 25-minute writing sprint, finish off the chapter. Yeah, it's really good. I'll also put all these clips that I've done today. I see the time range, but I think I might add a second chapter to this video. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, today I finished chapter 16. Yeah, so I just got done doing my 15-minute writing sprint. I think it actually turned out to be 20 minutes. But I got done editing and rereading chapter 16, and it is officially done. It was 2,773 words long, and I feel really, really great about this story, and I feel like it's gonna hit people. And this is also coming from a place because I'm writing it, but if I were to read this story as if someone else wrote it, I would still be like, yes, I want to, I'm fully immersed in this story. And the funny part is about this session of writing today is I had no idea what I was planning on writing. I was like, I don't know entirely what's going to happen next. But then Grace was like, back out of the way, I got this. And she was just flowing. I think that's honestly why we got 900 words writing sprints in our 25-minute writing sprints when we were just drafting, you know? And I'm just like, that makes so much sense. We were just flowing, and if you're flowing, you don't mess it up. And it felt so good. It felt so good. But so our grand total of written words so far is, in this document, is 45,813 words. We are currently, in our formatted document, which is just our Word doc that we work in, we are at 200 pages long. And I don't know how much longer this story is going to be. I look at the 200 words and 200 pages, and I'm like, this book ain't close to done. Is this going to be a 400-page book? But I'm also like, I don't care. This story, I just love it so much. I hope it gets picked up by a publisher. And my goal is to get it picked up by a publisher, but I couldn't change it. Like, this book, I couldn't change. Maybe this book is meant to be the last book in the series, but this is the one that I'm going to mark it first. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I can't wait to continue writing it. But today, I'm going to close out today's video here because it's already like 24-ish minutes long. Yeah, I'm closing out today's video. I think this video will go up, I don't know when. Oh, this video will go up the 18th, I think. And then, like, maybe I'll have another day of working on JJ's story. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I've had a really great day. I hope you guys are all having a great day. If you wrote today, leave a comment down below how many words you wrote. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye!